What's on the horizon for you? What kind of projects are you working on right now?
I'm about to start a movie here in London in a couple months. First movie in about 4 years. Kind of took a little bit of a break and got married and had my first child and moved to London. So this will be my first go since the pandemic, since before the pandemic. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do a movie here that I'm really excited about it. It's a little bit lighter and more fun and kind of representative of where I'm at in my life. So I'm trying something a little bit different, but also gonna stick to what got me here and what I'm passionate about at the same time.
Right. And so is it a gray ending, a happy ending, a sad
No,
ending?
I can't give that away yet, but it's definitely a happy movie. There's a lot of joy in it, and there's a lot of life, and there's a lot of humor, which I think, to be blunt, it was lacking from the movies. They're very serious, so it's time to have some fun. But there's a lot of seriousness in it too. But yeah.
Sure, sure. And I guess part of that'll be where the movie takes you, that the through the
Oh,
improv
of course,
process.
man. You never know. It's hard to say. It's like in its current form, it's one thing, but over the course of the next year, it'll tell me what it wants to be, and it'll evolve. I love that. I love watching it become whatever it becomes.
And just a random thought that just came to me. Once you get into the indie movie circuit and Sundance and Toronto and Venice and all those sorts of things, is that something hard to get out of, or is it something you would rather remain in?
Premiering in Venice was probably one of the happiest days of my life. Just growing up, and it's the oldest film festival in the world, and just being on that carpet and just being there with my actors and premiering there was just kind of an out of body experience, man. Absolutely insane.
Right. And so, can you describe to us? Most people watching haven't been to one of these festivals. So, when people go to see the premieres, they're there to really see the film. It's not to be seen on the red carpet or to cut out or anything like that, right? So, what is the experience of you sitting there the first time anyone else is going to see this movie and you're in the same audience with them?
Well, personally, I think the best audiences in the world are Toronto. Been lucky enough to be there 3 times with 3 films, and it's just the energy that they're rooting for every film so hard, and it's just a little bit more of a real, audience. Whereas Sundance is mostly, I feel like industry people in the movie, but it's exhilarating because you're in a room and a few of your friends have seen the movie, your producers have seen the movie, and you don't know for sure what's going to be funny. You don't know what for sure is going to land. You don't know what for sure is going to be felt. So you can feel it. You can feel, even when it's dead silent, you can feel when an emotional beat hits or when the music hits or, whatever's happening, even if it's not a laugh, which is the most obvious way to gauge an audience's reaction. You could just feel how the movie's playing. You can feel parts that feel slow or a thing, should have taken out, and your head spinning and you're trying to recut the film and change it while it's screening. But it's like the first, a couple thousand people are around you, that energy is constantly giving you feedback. And it's wild. It's excruciating. That's why I only try to do it once, and
Yeah.
then back for Q&As or do press for it. But for the most part, man, it's just like, oh, it's wild. It's nerve-wracking. It's kind of awful.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
also amazing. It's also amazing.
I can't even imagine. I'm a divorce lawyer and I'm supposed to be thick-skinned, but I'm actually pretty thin-skinned when it comes to criticism. And so
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine
It's tough,
sitting.
man. Earlier in my career, that really hurt, when people, and I think my movies are, for the most part, pretty polarizing, and my favorite filmmakers make polarizing films as well. And it's specific, and it's not for everybody. If you try to make a movie for everybody, you kind of fail in a weird way, I feel like. So yeah, it really hurt me at the beginning, and then now I don't read anything. I don't read good or bad. And I
Right.
think what's important now is that it's not about that. It's just really not. It's like you made the film you wanted to make, and then you got to let it go.
Any parting thoughts that you'd want to share with our viewers, just about moving on? You seem to you do a film, yeah, you have it shown, and then you don't watch it again, and you're moving on to the next project. I think
Mm.
that process of moving on would be extremely helpful to a lot of people who get stuck in their lives.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think it's just changing what's comfortable and not doing what's safe. I feel like I just gone through a really tough breakup during the pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic before I met my wife, and I literally came to Europe to do a commercial in Madrid and met my wife and stayed for 5 months, packed for 9 days. And at first I didn't want to go do the job, and I didn't want to leave and the middle of the pandemic, and but taking a risk, taking a chance, wasn't
Right.
ready for love, didn't want to meet anybody, and met her, and then my life changed, and I had to show up, and it was like, okay, we're doing this, and this is almost
Right.
4 years now, and it's like that. I think that's the example right there. It's like, push yourself to get out of your comfort zone, and fail, and say it's okay, and meet new friends, or meet new people, or move cities, or take that thing that you don't want to do, or just say yes to things that take you out of your comfort zone, because you don't know what the universe has got in store for you around the corner. So I think moving on is all about new experiences and doing new things.
Right. And it's getting up and trying. It's the
Yeah, why not, man? It's like, if you just mire in it, and that's why maybe not watch my movies if you're going through a breakup. This is great. I can come on here and tell all your listeners not to watch any of my movies. The perfect advertisement. It's great.
that really puts you in the indie film world rather than in the commercial production film world.
Yeah, man. Fuck that world. Sorry. It's just not for me.
Great. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know
Well,
you.
same,
and
man. Thanks
talking
for
to
having
you.
me, but it enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.